welcome back to Celebrity with Nene. So I'm Nene, and today I got Reese and I have Jerome with me. And so we will be doing a recap on Love During Lockup. This is the season finale, so we're at season 4, episode 30. All right. Okay, so we're just gonna go ahead and jump right on in. We're gonna jump in with Justine and Michael. All right. So when the scene comes on with Justine, we see that she's waiting on his phone call. So apparently she hasn't talked to him since they fought, but I think she said it's only been like 2 days though. And when the phone rings, she nearly breaks her neck running to get to that phone. She wanted to talk to him. And so we find out that he is going to be released the very next day. So, she talks to him. They both kind of apologize to each other about the way they behaved on the last phone call. And we see her talking to her children, which I did like that scene. She was talking to her children about his release, kind of how they're feeling, if they have anything they want to say, go ahead and say it to her now. And then we see she goes to pick him up. She's driving a real nice, flashy sports car, and she reveals that it's Michael's car. How does this man get the money for those cars? And she said the car is like it costs 6 figures, which I believe it does look like a flashy car. I don't know anything about cars. Jerome, what do you know about cars? What about this car?
That is if I'm not mistaken, it was a fancy 2-door BMW sports car with suicide doors. So
Mm-hmm.
probably a 7 series or so. That's it's very fancy.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. All right. So we see that, like I said, she was going to get him. Um, Unfortunately, by the time the show ended, they gave us the update on them. They did not show them two reuniting. They showed her standing in front of the prison, but we didn't see them actually reunite. They say they will reunite on Love After Lockup. So next week will be the first episode of Love After Lockup. So I guess that's their way of teasing us into that show. Maybe I don't know. What are y'all's thoughts on Justine and Michael this week?
Well, I thought it was pretty good when they started talking and was talking with the kids, and she was saying yeah to be okay and have the adjustment, and they said they want to try for a little girl. Then I was like, hold up, we already kind of looking at the Brady Bunch here. You got
Yeah.
yours and his. It's like,
Yeah, there's a lot of kids between the two of them.
and then you're talking about adding to it. Um, and then you're making the kids feel assured that, hey, I'm still your mommy, but you'll be having some brothers and sisters that'll come in. As far as the phone call, we're talking to her about letting her know she's the number one. I feel like that is something that he, as the common denominator, as the father, should try to talk with everyone and we get them weaned in, but letting her know,
Mm-hmm.
hey, stand stern, you are going to be the mother. I did kind of feel weird about like you're the number one, like okay, you're going to be the main woman, but in actual, I think he just meant like you're going to be the mother and y'all should be able to work together. But
Mm-hmm.
the way he put it there had me kind of worried. Like, oh, we don't go into the next season where he's like, yeah, she's the number one, but he still intermingles with his other kid's mother.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
I thought it was pretty good. I too am wondering like how he get these cars, like 'cause he got her a nice car and then she got this 6-figure BMW or whatever, suicide doors, and I'm just like, okay. I know his criminal stuff I guess was with drugs and all that stuff, but I'm like, I don't know. Like I don't know. And then he ain't got a license, so but I guess he hasn't had a license because he's been in jail. But I don't know. It just I don't know. I just want to see how his lifestyle actually gonna be because like you driving them kind of cars and then they live in that small little townhouse. I'm like the two don't go together in my opinion, but whatever. Um, and then with the kids, I kind of felt bad for the daughter, but I mean, if she was to have another kid and had a girl, I mean, it's not much anybody could do about that. I mean, that's just what happens. But I guess if she feel like maybe her placing her with his daughters, as long as she makes sure she maintains that relationship she's always had with her daughter, think it'll be fine because that sounds like that's her worry is that okay, he's got younger girls or a younger daughter or whatever, and you're gonna try to be their mom, and me and you aren't gonna be as close as I'm going to college, and hopefully she wouldn't do that because she only got one daughter, and then and I mean, of course, the boys, I feel like they'll just blend with the other kids, and it'll be fine because they're still young.
Mhm.
Um, the one that likes to sleep with her, that's gonna suck for him because he's gonna have to stop that. But um, overall, it wasn't a bad scene. They didn't do too much. I was very upset at how it ended because I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, like she's standing there, got her little outfit on, and it's like, oh, nobody's gonna, I hate for the people that's gonna see me because I look so good and this and that, and it's like she like, I see him. Nope, that ain't him. I see, oh, that's him. I think that is him coming. Hurry up, baby, because I miss you. And it's like, and then it cut off. I was like, wait, what? So
Mhm.
I'm like that, but to me, them as a couple, only because I'm nosy, I would come back for love. If I wasn't already following it, I would only come back just to see where he getting his money from and to see what happens when he get out. However, to me, they haven't done enough to maybe be like, oh gosh, I'm coming back. So I don't know what he was trying to do. Maybe because this series of couples wasn't as exciting as some of the others.
Yeah, this was a more boring group to me, compared to the other couples that they have had
Yeah.
this season. It wasn't
So
anything.
maybe that's why they did that because you want to know where's he getting his money from. Is he, because I didn't even think about it like the way that Jerome said it with the way he said, you're number one. I took it as, these are baby mamas and they feel like, okay, when it comes to your girlfriends, I'm the baby mama. So I trump everybody because I'm the baby mama. But um, now he's got a wife. So the wife trumps the baby mama status as far as me doing anything extra for you outside of our kids, but I mean, they're still the baby mamas and they
Well,
still have kids, so they're still
yeah, they
employees.
do have kids, so I just hope that she doesn't go in there with the whole mentality, well, I'm the wife, I trump all of y'all. Whereas, no, you need to work with these ladies.
Well, I mean, so technically, she is in the number one position because she's the wife. Just like if they had a husband, he's in the number one position. He's not number one as far as being the father, as far as like, or she's not number one as being a mother. Like she can't come in there and be like, I'm the mom, what you say, whatever, don't matter what, I'm gonna do what I want to do because I'm the mom over here. No, is I took it as more of like if he's doing anything extra for y'all, now that's gonna stop because now that extra money's coming here. It ain't going back to y'all. Now what he does for the kids is one thing, but if he's doing any slipping you some money to pay your car note or slipping you some money to get your hair done, that kind of stuff gonna stop. I feel like that's more of what the number one that I took it as him saying, like whatever extra that he did, because obviously he had money that he's not gonna be doing that no more, and they got to understand it's strictly about the kids and he wants them to work together. But
I'm kind of like with Jerome. I just wish he had chose his words a little bit
yeah,
different.
yeah,
This could be
Yeah.
interpreted any kind of way.
yeah.
And, the thing is, I get it totally because as a wife, you are the number one. Um, but sometimes women will take a man saying something like that and then, oh, let me blow my head up and let me go and talk crazy to his baby mamas and stuff like that. Because at the end of the day, you just need to have a coherent relationship with her so that y'all can have peace
Mhm.
with interchanging these children. So it's not really you don't need to be thinking about it like, oh, I'm better, I'm at the top, I'm higher on the totem pole. Because he did say that to her too about the totem
Hmm.
pole. I'm higher
Yeah,
on
Yeah.
the totem pole than you.
yeah.
Don't go in there with that mentality. Just try to get along so that he can see his kids and there's no issue.
Yeah.
Right.
Like,
And
oh, okay. Sorry.
I don't know, but I got just what I just got to say too. Talking about the car. I got to see when got a real good look and rolled up. You let open the door, all black, nice, streamlined. Looking good, and the car looked good in black also.
Hmm. And
he, he ain't talking
the
about the car.
car, it
He
looked
ain't talking
newer
about the
than, what did
car.
she say?
He ain't
It's
talking
been
about the
put up
car.
for 6 or 10 years. I was like, that car looks very, very good.
He ain't talking about the car.
Yeah, I know what he's talking about. I'm just jumping over onto something else.
Because ain't nobody worried about that. I
I'm
guess you
not
one of the ones
entertaining him.
that I guess she
I'm
feel
not
bad that you
entertaining
saw
him.
all that because she got
Yeah,
her
I ain't
husband coming.
entertaining him. And the lines, the nice lines in the car. Like, I know what lines you talking about.
Yeah,
But
she
I
was streamlined too. I mean, she wanted to match the car, and she did a good job. The car looked nice.
yeah,
Yeah, same thing, you know.
she got out in that like that Kim Kardashian,
Yeah, with the
Kanye West
gloves.
outfit. Yeah, with the
Hmm.
built-in and then the boots and everything black all the way up to here, and then it's well, I don't know if it's up there. It might have been like how mine is like kind of
Yeah, it
crisscross,
kind of
but
like yeah, yeah.
Look,
but
he can tell you. He gonna be like,
oh
it
yeah,
was
because
it was cut at a 45-degree angle, and look, because he was
and
all
there
over
was a
Yeah,
little heart jewel right here, and you ain't see that?
his.
I didn't see that.
yeah.
Hmm.
So they had a 1.2 carat diamond in it too. Like, dang, you saw
See,
all
y'all
that?
can't talk about me and my thirst trapping anymore. We seen Jerome do
Oh
it today.
girl, yeah, oh girl, she definitely thirst trapped Jerome.
No,
So
yeah,
she
she
did.
did.
Jerome, I feel bad for you because you had to see all that. Like she said, I feel bad for anybody who got to see this. You know what I'm saying? Because she going home to her husband, I guess is what she was trying to say. Because she didn't
Yeah.
really say why she feel bad. Like maybe she's like she feel bad for all them other prisoners, but she should have been told. She should have turned the TV and y'all.
Oh no, it's a thirst trap, all right. But
Yeah, she
that's
said a
all it
thirst
is.
trap. I give her that.
'Cause
She said a thirst trap because I was
when
like, I mean, like she don't have a bad body, so she said a thirst trap.
but
But
after I see her and see her roll up in that car, I'm like, well, that'll do it. I ain't got no chance.
yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But if you hadn't seen her and just seen her come out like her little townhouse and stuff, I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, you might have a chance. And she get in that car like, oh nah, she got another income somewhere. She don't need your money. but so I mean, so I do get what y'all saying, but I do feel like she is still slightly in her home in her because of her marriage. She is higher on the totem pole as far as he shouldn't be disrespecting her unless for the baby mamas, unless it's something strictly with the kids that she shouldn't have got involved in.
but again, I don't know if you're missing my point. I'm not saying that
You saying the
she
way he
should.
said it, the way
It's
he
the
said
way
it.
that he said it, and then I hope that she doesn't take it in her head like, oh, I'm better than these women. Let me
Mhm.
talk down upon them,
But
because then there's a problem there.
she
Yeah.
did say, she was like, even though he said that, she was like, but that's what I'm worried about. Like, because I think she's looking at the fact that she's a baby mama too. She's not his baby mama,
Hmm.
but
Hmm.
I don't think her kids got the same dad. So I think she has a couple baby daddies. But they just don't all look alike, in my opinion. But
Yeah.
she got at least one baby daddy. So if that baby daddy's moved on, and you know what I'm saying, she probably knows maybe she hasn't been a easy baby mama. So maybe that's why she said this is what I'm worried about, because
Yeah,
you know he got multiple baby mamas, and now you finna, you know what I'm saying. So I'm thinking she's still nervous because maybe she been a crappy baby mama, like to maybe her baby daddy's significant others or whatever. And so that's what, because why else would you say you scared? Because I felt like at one scene, when the kids all at her house,
they went to out to eat like before the wedding, I think it was, or it was
but then they all was at the house because remember they did the video call and there was more than
that
just
was
her three
after the
kids.
wedding. Yeah, they were
So,
all
and that's
together.
what I'm
Yeah,
saying. And I don't know if the baby mamas was there or if the mom and the sisters brought his kids, but apparently the other baby mamas can't be too jealous or upset, like they let their kids go without them, unless they didn't know where the kids was going. I don't know, but
yeah, because it could have been the grandma or even the sister that picked them up.
yeah. But hopefully she don't have that, but we'll see, because I mean they're gonna
Hmm.
go on the next season, so I guess that will be interesting to see how they're gonna interact, because maybe that was them bringing that in that it's gonna be some problems. Maybe that's the Wee's way of introducing
Maybe,
that,
yeah, because they have a
because
way of introducing problems, don't
yeah, they do.
they? Hmm.
I'm
So.
excited now. Thank you, Wee. Y'all bring some drama, and if they don't, I'm gonna be mad.
Yeah, because I don't remember us having any baby mama drama on the show yet.
Mm-mm.
No, we haven't really had that.
Nobody really has kids, and then the ones that do have kids, it's like they have a wonderful co-parenting relationship.
Or
So
like the other parent is not there.
yeah,
We've seen
Right.
that a lot where they just aren't involved.
yeah, because like Haley's, her and her dude have an amazing co-parenting thing, and then yeah, the other ones that the parents ain't there. We'll see.
Yeah. I have. So the next couple we saw was Chelsea and Mikey, and I have to say I'm glad. I like their scenes. Um, I was a bit shaky on Mikey and what his intentions were, so I felt better with this episode. All right, so we see Chelsea. She's finally getting a chance to go see Mikey. She has brought her son with her. This is in Trevor, I believe. Yeah, Trevor.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And so they went to Kentucky. I'm not sure where Chelsea is from, but they did make a point of letting us know that she had went to Kentucky. All
Yeah.
right. And so when she makes it to the prison, she finds out that her son is not on the approved list, only her. So she leaves her son at a park with a woman. I'm not sure who that lady was.
They
I
said
don't
it
know
was
if
her
they.
friend.
Oh, it was her
Mhm.
friend? Okay. So she left him at the park with a friend and she goes back to the prison. The prison of course won't allow cameras in there or recordings. So she has to tell us basically what happened. So she said she had a great visit. She was very giddy, very happy. When she came out, she was blowing kisses back at the prison and stuff. And she says that she found out that Mikey is hearing impaired. And she was like, he never told her that. And she said he said she never asked him, so he never told her.
Hmm.
And so, she's definitely excited. She goes and picks up her son. They go to a drive-in movie, and like the update from them, we find out that Mikey is still recovering from his strokes, and he's also working on a possible lawsuit against the prison because of what occurred when he had his stroke.
Yeah, that's
So,
good.
any thoughts on Chelsea and Mikey this week?
I didn't even know she had a kid. Did they ever say that? They
Mm-hmm.
did say that? Okay. I never seen him and then I'm like, oh, is he have, you know.
I'm with you. I didn't know either.
He a brother. He look like
Yeah, he's yeah.
but I'm like, oh, that's what you was doing. I ain't see that. I ain't see that coming. Unless he
You
like
said, is that what
Hispanic.
she was doing?
Yeah, unless he's Hispanic. I ain't see that one coming. But
But you know what was crazy? Because I remember seeing the little boy on the first episode with her when they were in the bowling alley, and then I felt like they kept doing that weird death scene, death death
oh
audio.
yeah. That's probably why I didn't
They
notice it.
showed him, but I don't remember him being so dark.
Mhm.
Is the right word to say?
Yeah, he definitely looked like he like half black.
Mm,
But
Summertime
he's I mean
thing.
he's a cute little boy and he's super smart. I was like,
yeah,
man,
he's
like but I think when you have a parent like that, whether you got two bilingual parent, like a bilingual relationship where you somebody speak English, some speak something else, or in her case, deaf. Like I feel like those kids are always smarter because they have to learn two languages. And he got English and sign language. So I'm like, that's pretty cool. But he seemed like a super smart little kid. And I was like, I was sad that he didn't get to go in simply because he seemed like he really wanted to be there for his mom. And then two,
mhm.
if something ain't right, sometimes kids can sense that too.
Yeah, and then he probably wants to also go in there so that he can
Like
help
talk,
her.
yeah,
Yeah, you
yeah.
know.
And
Mhm.
so I thought the scene with them was really cute. She did say something about her friend in Kentucky, like a friend was there and was going to keep him or something like that. So then I got confused when they were leaving the hotel. Like maybe I misheard it, but it sounded like she said her friend was going to keep him. So I'm like, so is he going with her or not? And then she's like, there's the jail, there's the prison. And I'm like, okay, so are they going to pass it? She going to drop him off and they come back. Then when they pulled in, I'm like, oh, so then what are they talking about the friend? So then when the people said, "Oh, he can't go in with you," then all of a sudden she pulls up and the friends and he was like, "There's a park down the street." Because I was like, first of all, the police gonna tell her to drop her young son off at the park by himself. Like this don't make
Mhm.
sense. Unless I was like maybe the camera crew gonna stay with him. And then they showed
That's
a
who I thought
friend.
the lady was. I missed that it was her friend.
Yeah, it said her friend. And so then the friend walks up and I'm like, so she knew to be at the park? I was like, okay, so I think we might have messed that up. Like
Mm.
they tried to make it like, oh, you can't come, but somehow they messed that up, I think, because that wasn't either. There's a big gap in there that we didn't see, or they messed that up with editing. Because I'm like, yeah, no, that ain't right. But luckily, he had his baseball, went out there, hung out, and he didn't have no hard feelings. I was glad that she saw Mikey and found out he had a hearing aid and that he looked good from his stroke and that he even was saying his thing. He's like, she's the one, and I'm like, I really hope like that he's being serious because she really loves that dude. It seems like, and then
Mm.
the son is like, is he gonna be my dad? It's like, oh, he wants a dad, you know. So it's like I hope it works out because she's getting her son involved, and I hate when people get their kids involved in these shows, like how it was with India, and her child loved that dude, and then he didn't even stick around.
Yeah, and then the
So,
one with Chance, that and
oh wait, they broke up or something?
no, they're still together, but
Oh, okay, yeah,
no, I
'cause
feel
she,
like that was rushed with her kids.
yeah, yeah. So the other one, Chance she had the woman with the 3 kids, and then she brought him in with 3 girls, prisoner, whatever. So I really do feel like, like I hope this one works out and I hope everything works out. And then the only last thing I had to say was that why they go to that drive-in movie in the bright daytime and then where they get the popcorn, because I swear that thing looked deserted. I never saw them
You know
drive.
what? I feel like production was passing them the popcorn because did you see she had a drink and a bag of
Yeah,
popcorn and she gave it to her son. Then all of a sudden she had a bag. I'm like, where
yeah.
did that extra bag come from?
Yeah, I'm like, and where'd y'all buy it from? Because I swear it looked like they just put it into a deserted lot. And I was like, what's that screen right there? And she was like, we're early. And I'm like, oh, they're at a drive-in in the daytime? Like, you gonna be able to see that? So I don't know. That whole scene, their scene was kind of weird. So I hope it was just really like legit her seeing him and then they needed fillers. Because I like the rest of that was odd. But I hope it works out because I like her and her kid. I like them.
Yeah.
Well, I saw the 2 bags of popcorn, but only saw one drink. So if you was able to get 2 bags of popcorn, you only had one drink. Y'all got to pass back and forth. Oh no, kid get his own drink. I don't like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't. Like
I'd
that.
rather share the popcorn.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna
Yeah.
say. Especially when my son was younger, we used to share the popcorn, but we did not share drinks. Mm-mm.
The backwash.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, kids always have germs too. When chancing a cold or something.
I look like I for the most part I like the scene. I like that she was so happy she finally got to see Mikey. I too was shaky on Mikey, but the more it plays along, and then also saw that he had a hearing device, also hearing aid, also it kind of brought a little more clarity why he could more relate to her.
Yeah.
Um, Now, in her excitedness, yeah, I did see you roll up and you want to see Mikey so bad. It's like, all right, son, we're gonna throw you over at the park right quick. I'm like, you really gonna drop
Like,
your kid off to go see
get out.
somebody?
Stay behind that fence.
Yeah.
And it's like, and then he offered like, hey, like another adult saying, hey, you can drop your kid right over there down the street by himself to play and come back and get him. So I was glad to see that there was a friend there.
Mm.
Seeing him, she was happy. And he was so hurt, like I really wanted to see him. And I really felt like more of his emotion, yeah, he was looking out for his mother, but it was like he's really starved for male
A dad.
attention
Yep.
of a dad. Now
Yeah.
that I will say that one part I wasn't too comfortable with. I'm glad that she gets to see him for the very first time, but don't be so caught up in someone you haven't seen yet. Now you got your son building this bond already from visit one.
Yeah.
At least take some time to get to know him. Come along, because kids get heartbroken by that when they get to meet
Mhm.
people and they think this is gonna be my dad or this is gonna be my mom. That's why you don't always introduce them as much as you may think a person is awesome to introduce them to your child. Now he's already sitting here thinking, like, even when they got done and when it was eating the popcorn, waiting for the movie to come on, it was still too light outside. Turn the projector on.
He gonna be able to see that movie.
He was like, so is he gonna be my dad? We heard like dad like on the road there, on to the going to the park, and even afterwards, and that's his biggest thing. So I really hope it works out, and I really hope Mikey's different from the people that she's dated before, because she really cares about him, and hopefully she really cares about him from the heart, and not just wanting to someone in to fill that void. And because there's some people who are just so starful, so to meet somebody they're in love, and that's something that her dad talked about in the earlier episodes. Like you meet somebody, fall head over heels, and they hurt you.
Yeah.
But when it comes to Trevor, kind of remember, no matter how sad you get, put Trevor's feelings first.
Right. Exactly. And
Oh, I
you
had
know,
one quick thing. Oh, I'm
oh, go
sorry. You
ahead.
want to say something else too about that?
I was just gonna say I agree with Reese that he's a really smart kid and he's got his head on his shoulders,
Mm-hmm.
and playing with his emotions as far as a dad, like a dad popping in or out, that could actually end up changing that kid.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
so go ahead. You had something to add to it, Reese?
Yeah, this really just came to me because it's like something I've seen like other people, and it's not even to pull the whole race thing, but now my feelings are kind of hurt. Like I kind of hope his dad is not black because the fact that he's like, I'm craving a dad. You got this white mom with this kid whose black dad left him, and he's like, I just want a dad, and here comes this white guy to the rescue. I hope his dad ain't black now. I'm like, I really liked him as a kid. I still like him as a kid. You know what I'm saying? Like I think he's smart, and I would love to have him in this race too. But I don't want that stigma like that comes along with the way they plan this out. Like, oh, this poor little mixed kid ain't got his black dad, so look at him starving for attention for a man because his dad couldn't do it. Like, you know what I mean? I hope that's not the case now. I just got kind of mad. Sorry.
Say, calm down, killer. All right, so we saw. We didn't necessarily see Emily and Dari this week. However, they did give us a
Oh yeah.
clip of what's going on with them. I mean, which is good because Emily and Dari have not been bringing anything. So I'm happy. I wish they had did the same thing with Mark, but all right. So we find out that Emily and Dari are still together, but she still hasn't seen him. Still has not seen this man. I think it's like going on 3 years, or it has been 3 years. It's craziness. All right, then y'all know it's hard for me to talk about Mark because he just gets on my nerves.
Did it say what happened with them though?
They're still together.
Oh, it just said they're still together.
Mm-hmm.
And still haven't seen each other. Okay.
I mean, so we see it's Mark's 30th birthday. He's actually having a birthday party, and we find out that he has made it official with Lexi. That's the prisoner that he's dating now. He says she's getting out in a few months. And, he's at his birthday party talking to her on the phone, and he's, telling her, they're kind of talking about his plans for her, what she wants to do, stuff like that. And his mom, I like his mom. She's sensible. His mom walks up to him, and she's like, hey, he has a lady friend at the party. Clearly they're not dating, but they're just friends. But the mom thinks he should try to date her. She's like,
He saw right
she's
through
a
that.
nice girl. Yeah, you should give her a chance. Um, and so that's pretty much where his scenes ended. Very bland, very boring as usual. We find out that he's still dating the inmate Lexi. So he's still dating her. So yeah, so any thoughts on Mark this week? Or even any thoughts on Emily and Dory?
Nothing like, excuse me, Emily and Dari. I just want to know why she won't go see him. Like she still hasn't explained why she won't go see him. She said it was
Yeah.
COVID. Now I don't know why. But as far as Mark and Alex, what's her name? Like Alexius or something like that. I don't know, it's
Something
weird.
like that.
But I'm glad he's making a decision to quit all the other women and pick one. And it's smart on his part to pick one that's going to get out in 5 months because now he can get on to the next episode. Smart.
Oh,
Because
I hope not.
he's
I
an
hope not.
entrepreneur. He's an entrepreneur. He's a businessman. That man ain't stupid. He know he like, let me get one that's going to get out so I can get on to life after lockup or life, whatever, love after lockup. He can't do it until she get out. If not, he back on season 2 of this one. And so, and he might make it since she's got 5 months left. So maybe. I don't know. But either way, he'll get into another season of whatever. And if they survive, then they go to the next one if they're enduring again. But only thing I would say, because like I like the mom too, and I like how she saw right through the whole thing. She was like, oh, look at this one. She's pretty. Even though he saw through and like, no, I'm picking Alexis. So it's like whatever. He's still hard headed. But that 30 fountain, that ice sculpture thing, that was tight. I was like, man, they did it up for his 30th. That was a pretty cool little thing. Now I don't know about all that alcohol that was pouring through it because I felt like that was a lot. Because at one point when she was pouring the alcohol and he was like drinking it, then he's like he stopped and had a cup and it still was filling. I'm like, now why you give somebody that much in their mouth? That's a bit much. But that little sculpture thing was pretty cool. I was like, I like that. But that's what I got out of that scene is he had a cool little party. Like his 30th was.
There wasn't a
He did it
lot
up.
to get out of it. Yeah.
Yeah, but that party was nice. I was like, dang, I
Yeah.
wish I was an entrepreneur and had money when
Yeah.
I turned 30.
I agree. I mean, that was actually my first time. I mean, looking at it and like he made a decision. I thought that was a great idea. Like I said, to be on the next show, And out of everyone he was talking to, it seemed like that was the one he was more focused on. That was actually my first time actually getting to see her.
They showed the
And
bad picture though.
hmm?
Or did they show the good? Did they show both again? I can't remember.
Just the video. I remember seeing the video of her. Like she did the video chat with him. She sent
Yeah,
him a video chat. Yeah.
they showed one picture because she was kind of leaning forward and showed her piercing, and then
Oh, they did show the
there
better
was the
picture.
other video.
Okay, because in the
And
last one they showed a real bad picture, like a mugshot, and I'm like, oh, why y'all do her like that?
no, the other picture was a lot better.
Yeah.
But yeah, but it was, I think, when she comes and how she is with him, like other girls are just like, okay, okay, but she seems to be very stern with him. Like, listen, I hear you, but if we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this here. And I feel once she gets out, she will be the yin to her yang, that to his yang, that he'll calm down a lot of that crazy stuff he do, and may
I hope.
actually turn out being
Mm-mm.
a great couple.
Yeah, I hope somebody can tame him.
I saw Gold Digger, but go ahead. Because she's like, where you gonna take me? She ain't
Yeah,
stupid. He got money. And that's when
it
he was
might
like,
be.
first we gotta see what your parole officer says. And I'm like,
It might be like like what was, I think it was someone, I don't remember the names in the last episode, where she just was basically with him for his money, and until he finally just broke it off. But that could be also. I didn't even think about that. It could be also, but who knows? I'm putting dibs to say they might end up being the shocker couple of the season.
I hope so. I hope so.
I'm hoping I don't see them next season.
Yeah, yeah.
But who knows?
They're
He'll
gonna
get
be
that tie on him
the
and then still
poster
just stick
cover
around for the
of
other
next
stuff.
season.
Yeah. Y'all know Mark rubbed me the wrong way. All right, and then Melissa and Louie. I'm gonna try not to laugh through this. Okay, so Melissa, she's talking to her dad. Look like they're like walking on a pier, having a nice day, having a coffee, and she basically, is talking to her father about Louis, and she's like, his mom is just like you. I'm gonna call her. So she calls Louis' mom and has Louis' mom on speakerphone, but Louis' mom don't know she's on speakerphone. And so she asked
I didn't
Louis'
realize that.
mom, "Can am I still coming with you to his release?" And Louis' mom is like, "Actually, I don't think you should come." She said, "I don't think you should come." She's like, "The last 10 years I've been taking care of him. I'm gonna be at the release night, basically." And so Melissa's dad ends up speaking up and saying, "Hey, I think this needs to be between Melissa and Louis." And she's like, "And who the hell are you?" I fell out laughing. Because, for her, she probably thinks Melissa put her on three-way with somebody because she didn't explain what's going on. And now the stranger man is on the phone.
Yeah.
All right. And so um, Melissa tells us that, I'm not sure why we need to know this, but whatever. She says that Louis has low self-esteem regarding his teeth, and he's talked
Oh,
about getting dentures, and she doesn't want him to get the dentures because then his teeth will be sitting on the nightstand at night, and she doesn't want to wake up and see that. And
I missed that
so,
whole part.
Awesome.
yeah, and so Melissa ends up saying that she is going to be at Louis' release, whether his mom likes it or not. And I was like, and in true fashion, she's going to probably show up there, whether she's invited or not. Louis could probably tell her that not to come, and she's still going to come.
Yeah.
She's just that crazy. Okay, so in the clips, like as far as like the update on them, they are still together, and she is planning on going to his release, and they will make their debut as a couple at the class reunion, at the high school class reunion.
I knew it. This is what it was all about. She might
Yeah,
dump him after that.
Yes.
yeah, she'll probably dump him after that. Exactly. When she posted some Facebook pics.
Yeah.
Louis out of there.
But he ain't even gonna be smiling in the pictures, so
Huh.
he might not be cute.
He'll be looking off or frowning. Yeah.
Yeah.
He'll be
And she's gonna
smiling
be
from
all
nose to
wide
tail.
mouth because she says she wide mouth and he's closed mouth, and she don't know if they're gonna work because of that. I was like, what the? So I
Yeah.
ain't never heard nothing like that in my life. Somebody they smile, I smile my mouth open and talk on showing my teeth, and they don't. So I don't know. This hopefully this doesn't become a problem.
But that's ridiculous. I
Who
mean
is
that
it? Who's ever? I mean, like that's real vain. Like if you really like somebody, and it's like like yeah, if they frown in every picture, it's like can you smile? Like even do the just don't look unhappy in every picture. But if somebody doesn't smile, like there's some people who have beautiful teeth, they just don't smile. Some people just don't. And I was like,
Yeah,
that's weird. And then not everybody talks like, so that's why I'm like, I don't know. She's strange.
yeah, very strange. But I'm starting to wonder now. Maybe her feelings have kind of changed, and it's not more so that she really likes him. It's the ideal
She
of
needs
him
a
that she
date.
likes.
No, she needs that date for the class reunion.
Yeah,
She already said, I'm bringing Louis.
hmm who knows? It may, but my thing is the mom. I get you've been there for him, but you're really starting to sound like this is your
Yeah.
son, bae. Like
yeah.
he
And then
he needs to be with me.
did you hear when she was like, "I don't know you. You may be using my son." I'm like, using him for what? For his
His job
content?
at the
For his
pizza place.
stamps?
His job at the pizza place.
Oh
For
well,
his
you know
child.
what? She might be using him for a date to the reunion. Okay, I can give you that, but I don't know
Yeah,
what else she's
That's
using him
it.
for.
That's the only thing she was using him for. Because like obviously, she travels down there to see him, so she has some kind of money or some kind of income or some way of doing things. So I don't think
right,
she paid for that class just to like look like a
Just a
fool.
spy, yeah.
Yeah. So she obviously ain't too broke.
right. So it sounds like she is still, single mom. She just still just bent on keeping my son with me until I grow old. Like he can't talk to nobody. But you have to stay with me. I'm like, you got to let him go. I understand you've been there and that's good for you,
Mhm.
but that could have been also part of the problem also because you was always sitting there basically holding his hand and wiping his mouth
Like
and
even a
burping
drug
him.
addict.
Right. So mom's got to learn to let go.
Hmm.
The only thing I would say is if that mom is being this way because she's noticing the girl, oh girl, kind of crazy. Now
Yeah.
I can see stepping in like, okay, he ain't coming to live with you. He not finna. As much as I can stop that, you crazy. I can understand that, but if it is my like Sunbay, then let that go because that's your son, not your man. Let that man live
Right.
Yeah.
his life.
Because she even said in the earlier episodes that, well, like when we were talking about the episode with the yoga lady, it's like, yeah, well, he's always been here. He's always come home. He's always stayed with me. I'm like, when is he supposed to move? 60?
Yeah.
Probably never. Maybe yoga instructor's supposed to come move into her house.
Hey.
Yeah, she would probably allow a woman to move into her house just to keep the son there.
hmm So I wonder if in the future, if they, let's say they do stay together and they do work out, is mom going to try to move in with them?
Probably. She gonna fake some kind of sickness, so she gotta move in. She gonna do something. She gonna do something, or they gotta move home because she's not doing well.
Hmm.
hmm
Yeah. Okay. So the next couple, well, the next person is Ty. So Ty needs cemeteries. They don't sit well with me. So we see she's in the cemetery and she's there with her friend. She is basically, I don't know what else to call it, but she's kind of like praying or she's putting, I don't know, thoughts out into the universe. She says she wants a baby. So she has pictures of men, she has baby clothes, and she's trying to, I guess, evoke the spirits of a baby and a husband. And so she's like, she believes these items are also going to bring her a sign. And lo and behold, one of her inmates called, one of her favorite inmates calls. And there's a rainbow there. So, of course, she feels like this is a sign. All right. So she talks to Marquise on the phone. She gets off the phone with him, and then as they're leaving, her and her friend are leaving the cemetery. Another inmate calls, and so we find out, like for her update, she's still ignoring calls from Hottie, and she's added a free man to her roster, even though she still talks to her guys in the prison, but she's added a free man to the roster. Okay, thoughts on Ty this week?
So, so I saw on the, I guess on the last episode, on the app, I saw deleted scene where she went on a date with. So I'm wondering, is this the free man that she added? Because I didn't see that update that she added the free man. But there's this dude, and like to me, his focus was like her boobs was out. He kept on like in his little cut scenes. He kept talking about like she got all that out,
But
and
the last time she went on a date, she had all that out. So I'm almost wondering, does she like the attention she gets from having them out like that?
yeah, I think so. And she took him on a picnic to the cemetery. So, and she said it's quiet and it's scenic. You know, it's quiet and it's peaceful. She
Because
obsessed
people
with
are
cemetery.
resting and you're bringing your demonic energy
Yeah,
in there. You need to stop it.
yeah. I mean, like you sitting on gravestones and junk. That junk is disrespectful. Walking on graves and stuff. Like it's just a thing that like you accidentally do it. Okay, but to purpose to be going in there like summoning stuff too to have a baby, like that's just too much. And that rainbow, like that's I don't know. To me, you sitting up in there, that's turning demonic versus something of anything positive. When you start, that's to me, you might as well pull out a Ouija board and just start saying, "Come
Right.
on out, all spirits." You know what I'm
And
saying?
then,
Like,
I don't know if this is just me, but I felt very odd. Like, why would you be trying to summon a baby while you're in the cemetery?
yeah,
I feel like, not that dead people give you bad energy, but I feel like that's kind of,
like it seems demonic. Like because anything that didn't go to heaven is still remaining down there. Probably ain't nothing you want. And what's in heaven isn't gone. It's gone to heaven. But
I'm I don't know. I'm
hmm?
like, why you're trying to summon a baby while going through a holodex of pictures to pick out
yeah,
can we pick the man first and then work on the baby?
yeah.
Well,
And I like
and then
that, her Holodex, huh?
summoning a baby, like to me, you're gonna call him like a baby spirit. Like that baby passed away. So then, do you
Right.
want that type of? You know what I'm saying? Like
Chucky.
it's a whole lot of stuff wrong with that scene. But
Yeah.
when she took the dude on a date on that little deleted scene,
Hmm.
she got a call from Heidi. So I don't know if she's saying she's ignoring them all, or if she answers that she's being rude to him and ignoring them because she answered the call. I was like, I'm on a date right now, so yeah. And then he was like, "You on a date? What?" And she was like, "Click." And then the dude like, "Huh?" And she's like, "Yeah, my ex fiance." Moving on. And then dude was like, "Okay, whatever." Then she get another call. I didn't finish all the way through the end of that scene, but then she got
Mhm.
another call, and it was like, "Oh, it's my brother." And then she had it on video, and he was like, "You look real good. You look so good." I need to finish it to see what his response was because he looking like what, and she like, "Let me explain." But then I realized like I'm wasting time watching that when that's not what I need to be watching. But so Heidi, I mean, so not Heidi, but Ty is still doing weird junk, period. Even with this free man. And I'm thinking the way she's going with it, he's probably only sticking around for sex because she did say she's ready too. She told him she's ready.
Oh, now, when they showed like the little clip of her and the new guy, they were in her bedroom and like the guy laid back on her bed and then she was either unbuttoning his shirt or his pants.
Yeah. She like on the date they went on, she told him she's ready. And like he was rubbing all on her legs and stuff. And then that's when she got that phone call. So I'm like, when you put it out there like that on a brand new date, you being weird. You took me to a cemetery. You keep getting calls from prisoners. Yeah. If I'm sticking, it's only for one reason. If I'm sticking around, it can't be because I think you're a wonderful woman.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like you talking to your ex fiance still calling you. Your brother who's in jail saying how beautiful you are. You know what I'm saying? Is calling you. Which that doesn't even sound right. You want to hang out on dates in cemeteries. I'm sorry. Like, that's just crazy to me. So the fact that her and her friends back in the cemetery again and she's summoning spirits and all this stuff, like, that girl crazy. But she has earned her next spot. She ain't stupid.
Right.
She had to do something because all she had been doing is like chasing Hottie and doing whatever. So now that she's doing this other extra crazy stuff in the cemetery again, I guess we was like, that's cool. We'll see what you can do next season. You know what I'm saying? So she on for another one.
Yeah. So, Jerome, you have any other thoughts about Ty?
I try not to think about Ty. But no, it's my thing with her is it always gets me with her is that she has a Rolodex and then gets mad if somebody in the Rolodex is talking to someone else.
Mm-hmm.
You're doing everything at a cemetery. So, I mean, you already know that. That's basically saying you already know that any relationship you get into is already meant for a dead end. It's already just meant to be for the rest when it starts.
Yeah.
Her focus is way off. Like I said before about focusing on the baby and doing a seance for a baby. You know, try like picking one person, dating them, and then get the child. Like you say, you could mess around and have the child, then draw the spirit of a Chucky or something, or Madeline. You don't want that. But for any of these guys to notice this and still proceed to go lay down in the bed and what have you, it's on you. It's on you. I'll see you on Snapped on the Neck or whatever else.
Yep, on Snapped. What is it? For My Man, Fatal Attraction. Yeah, First 40, not First 48. What is it? The one that comes on like CBS. What is it? Another 48 or something? The
Yeah,
Crime
First
Show.
48. Mm-hmm. Yeah, First 48.
Yeah, not that one, but the one
one?
where usually it's a couple and one of them kills the other.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if I know that one.
You've probably seen it. Think about it. Yeah, it comes on like CBS or NBC, one of the two. But yeah.
But she's pretty, so I don't know why she's like this.
I don't know. All right. And then next we're going to talk about your favorite one, Racy. Jessica and Dustin. All right. So we see that Jessica is packing for her move to Tennessee. She gets a phone call. It's bad news. So Dustin, he may be getting new charges while he's in prison, added to his sentence. So whatever it is that he has done, it was pretty bad that he's getting extra
probably
charges.
when he got caught smoking again, doing meth
using meth.
Yeah.
He was probably tweaking out in the prison and they figured it out.
Yeah.
And here you are rushing to buy a house for him to come home to you and be tweaking out in your house? And so her daughter, again, is the voice of reason and tries to talk her out of moving. She just tells her, I don't think you should move there. Of course, Jessica's not trying to hear it. And so she gets in her car because she's about to take off for Tennessee. She ends up breaking down, and the daughter has to come and comfort her. Sorry. Yeah. And so, she's in the car comforting her daughter's comforting her, and she's like, I'm not okay. Well, stay there with your daughter. This is a sign for you. Stay.
She said that too. She said, stay here.
Mm-hmm. And it killed me because I don't know if y'all caught it, but at one point Jessica was like, yeah, I think it'll be better off for my daughter to stay here with her dad. I'm like, All right, so that was the end of them. We do find out that they are still together, and she has gotten 2 more tattoos. I was like, as soon as I saw that, I was like, oh, she's making Reese proud.
What?
His name, and then it was like some scripture about love was the other one. Yeah, and we find out that he is still in the box.
Wait, she got another, like his first name?
2 more tattoos, yeah. One of his first name. It looked like it's probably on her wrist, it looked like, probably. And then the other one, I can't really tell where it was at. But
she's in a midlife crisis. She's in a midlife crisis. She didn't buy a car. She's doing that.
Yeah. I would have respected her more if she went out and bought a motorcycle. But
me too. buy a motorcycle, go get a haircut, get rainbow hair.
Yeah, go backpacking across Europe. I can understand those things, but
That too. She was
I'm
out of control.
yeah, she's out of
That
control.
little young man ain't even did nothing to her, and he did all
He ain't
this.
touched her. He
You
ain't touched.
don't want to touch him because that man gonna make you crazy, possibly.
Now
Possibly. I
imagine
don't
if
know how
that
long he
young
been in
boy,
jail.
imagine if that young boy get out and he blow her back out. She's gonna
That's what I'm
lose her
saying.
mind. She's gonna lose it.
If that little boy, if that young man haven't been in, I don't know how long he's been in jail, but if he has experience prior to jail, more than like teenage, if he went into his adulthood, got some extra experience, that man gonna be blowing her back out and then stealing all her stuff, selling it,
Oh
smoking,
yeah.
and come back in. And when she's like, "Where's the house?" "Oh, I sold it," and then he gonna blow her back out on an empty lot because that's all they got, or the back of the car because that's all they got now. And she's still gonna be getting another tattoo because she crazy. I'm done with her. I'm done
We're
with
like,
her.
and you're like, where's her daughter at? Oh, she got left at the park with the little boy so they could go see
Basically, she at the park by herself. Like,
the. I am very, very. When you look at her, she seems like
put
she
Put
together.
worked
together.
hard,
Yeah.
and yeah, more sophisticated, worked hard, great job, and it's like all of a sudden you're willing to throw basically your child away, and that's the biggest thing for me. She's throwing your child away, and
She threw her
now
job away, her child away.
and now the daughter has now become the mom. And the mom is the child, and she's having to be the daughter's the responsible one. The daughter's comforting you, and you're so hooked on this guy that when your kids come to you when you're down, we kind of have on you like, oh, I'm okay, and you hurt, and you're like, no, I'm not okay, I'm not
Mm,
well to your daughter. You don't do that.
you're right.
You that means you got him first, everything else second.
Yeah.
So I am very. You went and ran and bought a house without getting it with figuring out what's what. Now you could possibly end up losing a house or having a house in a whole nother area where nothing is at.
Mm-hmm.
So you're gonna move in this house now and live there by yourself, still waiting for this guy who keeps messing up, while your daughter, who probably deserves a break because she's been parenting too long now,
Yeah, she has.
staying with her dad.
Yeah.
I mean, we're gonna
It's time
see.
for her to be a kid, a young adult,
Yeah.
a college student instead of being a mom. Hey,
Mm-hmm.
Hi,
Lena.
Lena.
Hey, Lena.
Yeah, but like Jerome said, the daughter needs a break. But maybe she'll get the break that she deserves now that her mama's gone. She don't have to parent. She'll be able to be a kid for once.
But and what killed me was like the daughter was like, just stay here. Why leave? Like if
Mm-hmm.
everything is falling apart, she's crying like, why is everything in my life just keeps falling apart? Well, first of all, you decided to date an inmate when you worked in the prison system. So of course you're gonna not be able to keep that type of job. And then maybe a hospital won't hire her. I don't know if she still works at the hospital because she was a nurse in the um in the prison system, but like she probably was a real nurse as well. We talking about Love During Lockup, the season finale. Um, and if you know what I'm saying, like if you, it's too late to be worrying about all that when you made that decision, and knowing
Yeah.
that you had a child that hadn't even finished high school yet. You know what I'm saying? When you decided you want to go up and buy a house, granted, yes, she's going to go to college, but you know what I mean. You made this all these decisions before she even decided where she's going to go to college at. And then when the daughter was like, stay, she's talking about, oh, well, then I'll lose the house. Like, how much did you really put down? Because is it worth it to give up everything and lose maybe a 50, like a couple $1,000 earnest payment? You know what I'm saying? Or go there and potentially be alone and unhappy because this man ain't getting out. And when he does get out, you end up losing the whole house, not just your earnest payment, because this man like comes in and just messes everything up because he's still on drugs in prison actively.
Yeah.
And who knows when he'll get out, because he might do it again and then end up in even longer. He might never get out.
Yeah. And I think we touched on this last week. If Normally, you go to prison, go to jail, you're able to get clean. He's not. He's still
Mm-mm.
tweaking
Yep.
inside. So,
And he ain't just using like he using the hard stuff inside. Like I'm like,
yeah.
You know, but sometimes you find that some people who are doing well, they try to find someone that needs help. Like I can rebuild him. I can make her better. That's probably one of these cases where I see who this person is on the inside and not realizing this is just actually who they are.
Right.
see, I get
And
that with the other dude, Mark. I get that with him.
I feel like with Mark, with his situation, I feel like he is basically cherry picking inmates to quote unquote date. It's not like, oh, he just happened to meet somebody that was an inmate and he's dating them. He's intentionally chasing down these inmates, I feel like, with
But I
him.
think it's because he's doing so much better, and he got so much to bring to the table, and this person needs him. He can't get a strong woman because she don't need him. He needs
Hmm.
somebody that actually like needs him, and that he probably can even control with the money he got and all that. I think that's why I
Yeah.
said I feel like he's the one that's like, and he was like, oh, she's doing great. You know, she's saying she got her head on her shoulders and she wants to do great things. Like I feel like he wants to create this successful couple, like this, Beyonce and Jay Z, but their version of it. Whereas old girl, I think she in a midlife crisis. She done found somebody, got hooked on whatever. I don't know if they did something in jail or if she just fell in love with his looks. I don't know.
she
Because I
might have
didn't
always,
even think he was cute. I don't remember.
I don't know. I mean, she might have always been like the good girl that everything else, and now she just want a little something, a little, little roughness on the outside, but not realizing that and not really probably talking to people like that. That's not what's meant by that. This is
Yeah.
trouble.
Maybe because I'm such a creature of habit that
Hmm.
change got to make sense for me to just up and do it. Or there has to be something else. Like I'm not gonna up and just be like, oh, I'm gonna follow this man to Utah, and I'm like, and I got no family nowhere nearby. I need a backup plan, so I got to have some friends out there, family, somebody. So if this don't work out, I got somewhere to stay until I get on my feet and get back out of there.
Yeah.
So
Or
don't
it
care.
was the hammer. At least the hammer was what tricked me into behaving
Yeah,
badly.
yeah. I got
Or
sprung and I didn't know.
yeah. But for me to have had none of this and for me to just be
Hello.
sprung out of my mind making these
She ain't
decisions,
even
I don't.
she ain't even in an abusive controlling relationship. Like, how this dude making decisions? Like, you know what I'm saying? If anything, like Dari and oh girl, or Dari, yeah, or Dari and Emily or whatever, like she might be a narcissist and controlling him because she like puppeteering him with his money.
Hmm.
But you're the one who's settled and all this. So how is this man you ain't never even
You
how's
I
he
gave
mean,
up
even
your
control?
career of 13 years.
And what is he doing that's making you tattoo everything? Like
Yeah.
you getting scriptures, and he's still doing drugs in jail. You getting
thou
scriptures?
shalt not do this, what you keep doing.
He's and then on top of that, he's in the box right now. So you can't even talk to him while he's in the box.
And he
But you
keep
done
going.
ran out and got additional tattoos
Maybe she
for your
figured
love.
I got your name here too, and he'll be like, "Oh, I'm gonna do right."
Yeah. I'm gonna stop using meth.
I wonder
That
does he even
second
know she
tattoo is
doing
what
that?
made me change my mind about meth.
I wonder does he even know? Because like, does he even feel attracted to the fact that when I mean he might like it that if he see her naked, his whole last name is just right there. Like maybe it is attractive, but I just feel like that's to me kind of weird. Like we ain't married. What you doing? That's like the person that's sitting there writing, um, Reese Smith. I ain't married to him, and you find that. You know what I'm saying? Like I done wrote it in cursive, print, calligraphy. It's like why you practicing your name and my last name and all these different signatures? What you doing? You know what I mean? That's how I feel about her tattoo. Like that ain't your last name. What you doing?
So let me ask you, Jerome, as a man,
Yes.
Imagine you are, I guess, semi-dating a woman that, as she goes, she throws this tattoo of your last name on her. Then she goes back and gets your first name. Then she's got this these scriptures about love. Gets her love for you. Would that be a little off to you, or would you enjoy that?
I probably would have said something at the first tattoo, like, "Whoa, you could have got my name on your fingernails, and it could have been rubbed off afterwards."
Right.
But but sitting here tattooing me, that's red flags. I'm beginning to wonder if you're really liking me to love me, or if you're becoming obsessed with me. And I'm like,
Mhm.
so I probably would have started running at that point. It might even offered half the price to get that covered up. Because I don't need you going around to the next guy asking who's Jerome, who's Jerome.
But I feel like even if she got a first name, like now you can connect the person too. You got his first and
Hmm.
last name, so you can't even be like, well, no, this is a son. You know, if I ever had a son, I wanted to name him this, and it's like, well, it's funny, such and such and such and such. You know,
Yeah.
there's a history of y'all linked together when you Google y'all name. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you got your ex's name all over your body. Like, it's almost like I don't know them celebrities that be getting a man name on their neck and teeth and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, what does this man do? But at least even in her case,
Hmm.
the one who got the rapper on her, got his picture on her teeth and the name. Um, at least they sleeping together. So she got an excuse. She could say like he put it on her. She just didn't know what to do. This one, I don't get it.
Okay.
I'm
I
so
don't.
angry at her. She could be so. And again, she's not even ugly. Like she's like just you know what I'm saying. A mature woman. I don't know. Like I think she was like 30s, 40s, something
She's
like
in
that.
her mid 40s.
Okay. So, she's a woman who had it together. You know what I'm saying? Like the house that she was buying up there is actually it was nice. So if like you wanted to not lose that house because you're getting a good deal on a good price on a nice house and you want to go somewhere different, start over, whatever. But if it's all about him, then no. This is the wrong reasons. Like find you something in Jacksonville where you at. You can find something nice out there still. Or move to a different city in Florida or move to Georgia. Move a state up or something. But the way she's going about it, it's just coming off real crazy. Cause it's like, what is this man doing to show that he loved you? You barely even get to talk to him.
Yeah.
Cause he's staying in the hole all the time. And this dude is almost your child's age. It's scary.
Okay.
And what if your daughter came home and got hooked on meth? Would you be happy?
Right.
That daughter's a whole nother situation. I mean, if you're sitting here hooked on meth and not acting right, there's a chance now your daughter's gonna come to you saying, "Oh, stepdad was looking at me funny."
Hmm.
You
Right.
know, you're not even think you're not you're so blinded by him doing this stuff. Now, don't get me wrong. Hey, some people love the idea of having someone um like her with her doing that, like, oh, she's doing all this to show me she likes me, but y'all just been talking over a phone. Y'all haven't seen, done nothing,
They have
ain't
not
even had a
seen each
walk,
other.
ain't even
Yeah.
held hands, and it's like, oh, you said hello. Okay. There you go. No.
Too much.
Yeah. It's
She
just
better not
it's
make it the next season. I bet she will though.
Hmm.
so it's gonna be interesting because we're gonna see Chris and Gabby makes it to next season. Um or at least the next show that's about to start because it's gonna be
Oh,
Love
love
After
after
Lockup.
lockup.
Hmm. We're gonna
Hmm.
see Chris and Gabby on there. Justine and her guy are gonna be on there.
Okay.
And I'm trying to think who else did I see that we
Love
knew.
after. Who was on the last? Because I'm sure somebody from the last one probably made it again. I know Indy gave an interview, so she ain't doing it again, and I don't think Deontay gonna be back on it.
Yeah, I didn't see anybody else because the
Lindsay?
last group from I don't think any of them from the last group are going to be on there. But normally they go from life after lockup, love after lockup, to life after lockup.
Yeah.
They move, they graduate onto there. But
Well, maybe some of the other couples from the first season will be on it. Maybe that people that got out by then. Because Haley supposedly is back talking to Dalton. Dalton.
Yeah, and we're seeing now we're going to see Chris and Gabby because Chris has finally got out because
he was still
in. She should have in theory been on this season, but he's gotten out, so now she graduated on to Love After Lockup.
Yeah.
So yeah. All right, so that was this week's episode, the season finale. This was an okay episode. It was better than some of the episodes during this season. I'll give them that. I just wish they could have somehow got Mark scenes cut down like they did Emily and Dari, but we didn't have to see him this week.
Well, we need to know because he's probably going to be back next. That's why we need to know. Because he didn't really get into detail about Alexis. So now we know. Then, so he's probably going to be on the next season.
Yeah, then they did say on his like update part that she supposedly gets out in January of 2023.
Oh, so maybe they gonna be on a new one.
Maybe. And there was somebody else that's supposed to get out in January.
Oh wait, no, they couldn't be because they have already filmed it. So they'll be on the next one next time.
The next go round they will be on it. I think it's Mikey from Chelsea and Mikey that was the other one that gets out in January 2023. Because there was two couples that I remember them saying that the person was getting out.
So they probably on the next one too then.
Probably. I wouldn't mind seeing Chelsea and Mikey though.
Yeah, I want to see how that is. Like, I hate how the scenes got to go quiet, but I would like to see how they interact and how the son responds to him.
And maybe now that explains how he was able to pick up sign language so quickly, because he probably sometimes has to sign himself.
Or maybe he had, well, yeah, because I was thinking read lips, but that wouldn't tell you something. So, yeah.
That's all I know.
Or maybe he learned it in case he ever lost his hearing.
Yeah, very interesting. Very, very interesting. So maybe that's why his mom was so attentive to her and was, talking to her, making sure she could read his lips and stuff. It seemed very, I don't know how I'm trying to word that, but she, she was very attentive to her, kept her mouth turned to her so she could understand, So now that makes sense. If she has to do that with her son, she's used to that.
Yeah. Because I would think he probably didn't know sign language like that, but he probably learned to read lips because he couldn't hear it that well.
Absolutely. All righty, guys. So tell us in the comments what you think about today's episode. And as always, I want to thank you guys for watching. And until next time, friends, bye.